G'day, I'm Doug from Shaving Down Under, and so we're going to do a quick review of the Zaharoff shaving pack that's come along that you can get from Gentleman's Nod. You get the soap, you also get this one here is the balm, and this one here is the splash. Today I'm going to use the balm. I have used the splash, very good. And also in the pack is the cologne or perfume, and I've got good things to say about that as well, so let's get into it. Okay, also let you know I'm going to be shaving with my old Aristocrat, Gillette Aristocrat. So it was made around the 1950s. And I'm using a vintage blade, Wilkinson and sword. Let's try it, just so I don't get any glare on it. So this was made around 1970. And I've got one here, it's just in the package still. Actually, we'll try this little, this is the blade. So this is my first shaving tutorial. Well, not really tutorial, but review. Shaving video. And if you've ever had any Gentleman's Nod products before, you know their soaps are excellent. And we're just getting a bit of soap there. I flicked a little bit of water out of the brush so it's not as foamy. But you can see there we've got a nice lot of soap. And away we go. So, midway through last year, I started thinking what it'd be like to do the old school shaving with the double-edged blades. And at Christmas time, I got a Penhaligon's shaving pack, which was good, but the razor was just a twist to open, and it's cheap in my book, looking back on things, and slashed me up. So I thought, well, I better research how to do this. And got onto YouTube like a lot of you fellas have. Because I'd been shaving for probably close to 35 years by that stage with a cartridge. So I didn't really know any different. And as you all know, there is a big difference. And there is a learning curve, as you all know. Anyway, the deeper I got into it, the further down the rabbit hole I got. And I got that far down the rabbit hole. Being the Australian that I am, I climbed out and climbed down the wombat burrow. If you know anything about wombats, they've got an extensive burrow system, and that's what it felt like for me, just hunting on eBay. And to say I got a little bit out of control is probably a little bit of an understatement. So I've got a bit of a fascination with Gillette mainly. And which has led me to here. So I can share what I've collected and the shaving soaps I've picked up so far. So I bought a nice sort of Mueller razor when it's my first real razor. I had no intentions of going to vintage. Next minute, I'm buying all these vintage Gillettes. And that's when I discovered the Aristocrat, and I just fell in love with the razor, just the look of it. Well, this is the first one I've bought, and I've got quite a few now. And just the weight of it in my fingers, just the style of it. Yeah, just, you know, I'd had Slims and Fat Boys leading up to that. But I thought the Aristocrat just had more style, more class. And let's face it, back in the day, these were top of the range, and the average worker man sadly probably had better things to spend his money on than a razor. And on eBay, just one moment, and on eBay you can still pick up good versions of Aristocrats for under $50 US. Whereas a good Slim, and especially a good Fat Boy, when you're looking for well over 100 US. Okay, second pass. So I had no intentions of getting into vintage blades. I just thought, oh, it's got to be a dodgy gig. You know, blades that are 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, older. Sort of tetanus would you be getting from that? In comes my cat. So I'm going to do my neck. I actually got to do the Union Jack, because of the different ways my whiskers grow, the different directions. So anyway, I'm mad into Aristocrats, and I come across an ad on Etsy for Aristocrat blades. And I think, well, I've got to buy some of them. And pair them up. With some of the Aristocrats I've bought with cases. And then I stumbled on another ad on eBay for the same blades. A fella in England, Kieran, who was, he's right into his vintage blades, and not just collecting them, shaving them. And I bought a fair few of his expenses off of him, and he encouraged me to try them out. So I did, and I was absolutely blown away with just how good a 60-odd-year-old blade is compared to, you know, these blades we're buying today off of eBay that are made in maybe Russia or India or even Germany. I haven't tried any Chinese blades, but oh God, that opened up another Pandora's box. So which ones are that? Some other gillettes. These French ones that were made for the French market. A little bit of claret. Yeah, they were just sensational as well. And as I said, I've got soap all over this, but I'm going to pick these up from a buyer in Australia. You know, just another excellent blade. So if you're really right into your shaving at the moment, I hate doing my chin. Big bulbous chin. So yeah, I encourage you all to look around on eBay and Etsy and wherever and try and pick up some vintage blades and give them a go. So probably could have used a little more water in the soap. I'm a bit of a fussy BBS shaver, I'm afraid to say. Especially under the nose. There we go, a bit of claret. I think that fixed that up. Sorry about the close-up of the snoz. Right, let's do one more pass and wrap this up. Just dropped a little spots of water in there just to suds it up a little bit. And I'll just finish off here under the neck and the chin. So as you can see, the soap's just thick. Doesn't matter which pass you're on, it's just there. And I'm doing the Cross of St. George to finish off the Union Jack. So I have had a few goes with this soap, and it's really good stuff. Everything from Gentleman's Nod that I've tried has just been classy. Yeah, a little bit of feedback there, going against the grain. All the scents they've got with the soaps, they're all just top notch. I got another package from them yesterday for the George 01. Now here, just here and here, for whatever reason, I'm always having to touch up there. Hair from the brush. And my brush is a horsehair brush, made in Europe. I think it's around Spain or Portugal they're made. From dressage horses, when they give them a trim. So it's all ethically sourced. If that is a priority in your life, and fair enough that it is, and fair enough is if it isn't. There's been one or two companies drop the badger because for ethical reasons, how they're just solely farmed for their fur and nothing else. The other good thing about these soaps is they do leave a lot of slick behind before you wash your face off. Yeah, I'm just messing around now. I should stop. It's just the nutter I am. I'll just quickly wash off. So I just washed off with warm there, and because of the tap here we've got in the sink, I'd use another tap to get some cold water. I like to splash a bit of cold on, just to close up the pores. Okay, let's give the balm a crack. Okay, so just a little bit there. Balm smells good. It smells like the perfume or cologne, whatever you like to call it. Oh, looks like you don't need much at all. So it was just 2 little squirts and in my fingers. But I'd say you probably could almost get away with 1. Now a couple of quick squirts with this one. I'm I'm not an expert when it comes to colognes, perfumes. I'm not someone who can sit there and break down different layers of ingredients in a perfume, but for me, I could get some of the lavender, just cheating off my nose here, and some black pepper that is in the ingredients. But overall, I had like a Middle Eastern incense smell. So it's a classy one. It's not a cheap incense like, 20-year-old hippies sitting around in a dark room with scarves hanging up everywhere and joss sticks burning. If you've been to the Middle East, which I have, you'll know the scent I'm talking about. So part of the ingredients are oud, myrrh and frankincense, and that's definitely what I can smell coming through. For all the Aussies out there, it's got Australian sandalwood down in the base. So I'm pretty sure they use sandalwood as a shaving shop, barber shop type of scent. And the length on your skin, it stays for at least 6 hours, probably about 8. So you're really getting, your value for your dollar. The pack is on sale again on Gentleman's Nod. I'll leave a link in there. From Australia, it's a little bit pricey, but it's worth the money. It's worth the money. I think for extra $20, you get from what this is worth retail itself from the Zaharoff website. You get your shaving soap, you get a small candle, which you can give to your partner, and you also get the aftershave splash, which I've used. It is an alcohol-based one, but it isn't a stinger like some of them are. So that's good news as well. So so thank you for hanging around, and hope to see you again sometime soon. See you later.